you very much for joining us today.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
We'll take our first questions from Augusto Niez-Gay with Somos MMA. Your line is open.
Hey, Chris, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Chris, this will be your third fight in the UFC, first one in the main card, facing the number 10 contender in the division. And I want to ask you, if someone have told you 1 year ago that you would be in this position, what would that Chris Daukaus have said?
I would have believed you. I definitely would have believed you on that one. My focus and drive that has propelled me to this spot has not wavered, and I just can't wait to show pretty much the world what that drive and that determination will do come Saturday.
And how do you approach and prepare a fight against someone like Oleinik with so much experience in the MMA?
Realistically, you've been watching that dude for however long he's been fighting. It seems like forever.
Yeah.
There's really nothing he hasn't seen. So you just game plan about what you do, and that's pretty much what I'm sticking to. I mean, everyone has their little, their go-tos, and everyone knows his go-to. So I mean, I've been watching him for years now, so it's nothing new to me. But I can only focus on myself and what I can, control in that cage.
And what would that be? What are the keys for your victory on Saturday?
Just let my hands go, land on him. Obviously he wants to take it to the ground. Make him work if he is going to take me to the ground. Make him work as much as possible so that when he's down there, he has to rest and just push the pace on him. I honestly don't think that he can keep my pace.
Okay, and this card has some of the new contenders in the heavyweight division. I mean, you, Tom Aspinall, the new blood. And I want to ask you, what's your analysis about the division, taking into account the next title fight between Stipe Miocic and Francis Ngannou, and also the John Jones situation that Dana White has confirmed that he will be the next one for the title. So what's your analysis about all this?
It's exciting to have all the new blood in there. The heavyweight division for a lot of years has been like stagnant with Stipe, but Stipe is a true champion. He's one of the greatest. Francis fight, I'm really excited to see that. I want to see if Francis has been able to improve his wrestling defense and his cardio. In my opinion, he has. It's definitely going to be a different fight, but we'll see how that goes. As far as John Jones, that's a business standpoint. John Jones is John Jones. It's okay for me to accept the fact that he's going to go right into a title shot. There's really nothing I can say about that. Only thing I can do is just continue to work, beat these high-level guys and just prove that I should be in there with those guys, and that's what I plan to do. I'm really excited to see, the other heavyweights that are on the card, just to see how the whole landscape of the heavyweight division, unfolds within the next couple of months, because a lot of us have fights scheduled. So it's going to be super exciting for the whole division.
Yeah, for sure. And Chris, who do you think will win the fight between Stipe and Ngannou?
I'm going to go with Stipe. I think Stipe gets out that win. Whether it's a late fight, finish, or he, just goes to the full 5 rounds again and decisions him. So.
Okay, and my last one, Chris. Where do you think are you going to be 1 year from now? Taking into account what the first question, 1 year ago you were outside the UFC. Where do you see yourself in 1 year?
1 year from now, I will be the number 1 or number 2 contender in this division. Simple as that.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Chris, and good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
We'll go next to Gabriel Gonzalez with Cageside Press. Your line is open.
Hey, Chris, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you. My first question, when you're up against just this, the veteran of veterans in Aleksei, where do you even begin in terms of watching film and breaking him down? Because there's obviously so much out there.
Realistically, any opponent that I face, it's their most recent fights, just because that's what their tendencies are going to be. There's no reason for me to go back, 10 years ago to watch Aleksei and what he was doing then. I mean, the level of competition and the amount of skill set that us as mixed martial artists have that can jump from fight to fight is astronomical. So realistically, we're just looking at his most recent fights and seeing what he did well, seeing what he did bad, and we're just looking to game plan off that.
You know, he's one of those few guys, you know, this isn't pro wrestling, but he's one of the few guys to have a quote unquote signature move with
Yep.
that, you know, the Ezekiel choke. Out of
Yep.
curiosity, when you signed to fight him, do you sit with your jiu-jitsu coach and just like, hey man, can you just talk me through this so we don't get added to that reel?
No, I mean it's something that you game plan for, obviously, but it's not, you have to take into account the rest of the fight, like, and what I'm going to be doing with that fight, me dictating the pace. If, I stick to my game plan, I make him fight my fight. He can't touch me with that. So that's pretty much what we're doing here. You're always conscious of everything that your opponent brings, but you can't get so focused on what they do that you forget what you do. And that's not what we're doing here.
What do you think has been the key to his longevity? Because obviously you don't see that many guys still keeping up at this in the game. What do you think it is about his style that's allowed him to stay at the top?
Realistically, I mean, for the better part of his career, he really hasn't taken a lot of damage. I mean, his style dictates that. He's, super heavy on top. He's in dominant positions. He's not getting struck. He's not sitting back on his back taking ground and pound for 13 out of the 15 minutes and then pulling off the submission. He's on top. He's dictating the pace. He's dictating where the fight goes, and that's pretty much why, in my opinion, why he's been so successful this long. He's very good at what he does, and it shows.
Hey, thank you, Chris, and good luck.
Thank you.
We'll go next to Damon Martin with MMAfighting.com. Your line is open. Damon, your line is open.
Oh, sorry. Chris, we've seen it now with the heavyweight division, some of the younger guys coming in like yourself, Tom Aspinall, who's on this card. Traditionally, heavyweight has been one of the weirder divisions where, age hasn't mattered as much. You've seen, the older guys kind of rule the division for a lot of years. Do you feel like we are seeing a bit of a changing of the guard with guys like yourself, coming in and kind of shaking things up a little bit?
Yeah. We're the new blood in there, and we're looking. Obviously, the UFC's put me against Aleksei, and Aspinall's fighting on the same card, and he's fighting Arlovsky. So there's definitely something to say about the UFC's confidence in both of our skill set and our marketability for going forward with this division. So it's pretty crazy to see, but I'm very excited in the fact that we get to be at the forefront of this quote unquote, new blood to old blood, new division type thing going on.
Obviously, hype is great, and when you come with a lot of hype behind you, it's fun. But you kind of quietly came in and you went out there and knocked out a guy, then knocked out your next opponent. Now you're getting a top 15 opponent. Do you like kind of playing that underdog, that guy that we don't see coming?
Yeah, and realistically, that's what I like. I mean, apparently I'm the betting favorite in this, so I it's a little weird and I think a little disrespectful for Aleksei to be the underdog in this, just because of his longevity and him being a top contender for years now. But yeah, I really like it. I mean, this whole mindset that I'm really not supposed to be here, like this is like my career as a police officer and everything. I have a full-time job. Like this is something I do. This is something that I've been working on for years to become my full-time career, and I can't wait for that to take off coming soon. So, it's people don't expect me to be here, and I'm fine with that because I'm just going to keep proving wrong and that I should be here.
Has it been hard for you to balance that in terms of your career outside the cage? I think you just said that you hope to eventually transition to become a full-time fighter. Is that right?
Yeah, correct. The transition hopefully will be coming soon. But my wife is awesome with everything that she does. She takes care of everything at home. I couldn't ask for a better person to be on this journey with. I realistically I go to work, I do my 8 hours, and I go right to the gym. And then, or if I'm at work, it's the opposite. So I'll be home a little bit, go to the gym, work out, strength and conditioning, whatever, and go right to work. And she's super understanding. She's been with me from the first steps of this journey, and it's something that has helped me because if I didn't have her, if I didn't have that type of person who was beside me, I don't think I'd be sitting here talking right now.
And last one for me. So much has been made about Alexei's, ground game, his submission game. How important is patience with a guy like Aleksei if the fight does go to the ground? Because you do see some people, when they get in that position, they panic, and that really opens up the submission. Do you feel like patience is a big key if this fight actually hits the ground?
Yeah, absolutely. He's a veteran of the sport. He knows all the intricacies, the subtle details of everything. If he does get dropped, I can't be, trying to finish him real quick because he's very good on his sweeps. He's very good on his underhooks and coming up on the single leg and getting reversal. So it's something that I'll have to, plan on that, of what's going to happen. But I just can't get overzealous. And like I've been saying in my last fights, it's one of the major factors that has played a part in why I've been so successful recently. It has been keeping everything under control, my adrenaline, my nerves, and everything like that. So that's what I'm going to be looking to do on Saturday.
Thanks very much, Chris.
Thank you.
We'll take our final questions from Jay Anderson. Your line is open.
Thanks very much. And just a couple of quick ones, Chris, if you will. There's been all this talk about Aleksei and the number of fights he's got. He's got more experience than anyone not named Dan Severn at this point.
Okay.
But you've got a black belt of your own. Do you feel that your ground game is being overlooked?
No, because in part that's my fault. I haven't showcased my skills on the ground, and realistically, it's just because I prefer to just punch people in the face. It's just something that I like to do. I like to keep that in my back pocket. I'd rather have people not know about that, so that when I do, when we do go to the ground, and when I do submit this guy, or I do submit that guy, or I hit an awesome sweep or whatever, or I'm super heavy on top, that people are going to be surprised, and it's nothing that I'm going to be surprised about. It's nothing my team's going to be surprised about, or any of the people that I train with. So it's definitely something that it's like a hidden gem that I have. So yeah.
Good stuff. And the other one for me, you and your brother Kyle both joined the UFC last year and became part of an exclusive club, really, of brothers who have fought in the promotion. When
Yep.
you guys were on your way up, was there any sort of friendly rivalry on who was going to make it first? Any kind of little bet between you?
No, there was no rivalry about who was going to make it first, or I'm going to make it and you're not going to make it. It was the ultimate goal was for both of us to make it. This is what we set out to do as a profession, and we're doing this as a profession. It was always there was always rivalries in the rounds. Obviously, you want to win the round, you want to get a takedown on him, you want to land 2 or 3 more strikes than he did that round. But the ultimate goal was always to get to this position and to prove that we belong in each of our respective divisions, and to prove that we belong at the top of those divisions. And we're just going to keep doing that. And I honestly can't wait till this fight. I get to make that one step closer to the top. And then when he fights, he's going to be doing the same thing.
All right. Well, you've definitely proved you guys belong. So congratulations. Best of luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chris. You're all set.